Welcome, everyone, to the Flower Files podcast sponsored by Wildly Native Flower Farm. Here, everyone is welcome to talk with fellow flower lovers, including real perspectives from the farm, the flowers, and me, the florist.
From the messy day-to-day operations down to the details and even business perspectives, this podcast has a little bit of everything to keep it real. We know that life can get crazy and we don't always have the time to spend on what we love, so we are here to help you take a little time to indulge in nature. I'm Liza Getz.
I'm Lizzie Frey, and we are the team that makes this podcast. Every once in a while, we have a couple guests, this business thing, and what we are working with is called life.
Join us as we walk you through how to think outside the box, talk from the farmer's perspective, have honest conversations about florals, and how to run, well, life. So listen in.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, in the podcast section, and any of your other podcast platforms. You can also find us online at wildlynativeflowerfarm.com, and in an easy way, you can look in the show notes, and all of the information will be right there for easy access for you guys.
Well, hello there, Flower Files people. Fabulousness. I was trying to do
Flower File friends, how about that?
Yeah, you're much better. What is that called when it's all the same letter?
Oh, I don't know.
There's a word for that. There's a word for that.
That's too far out of my vocabulary.
All the same
Maybe
letter
that can be your word for next week.
in words in a row. When you use the same letter in alliteration. There you go, Mrs. Walters, if you're listening. To all the English people out there.
Yeah.
So alliteration.
English was my bad subject in school.
Your bad subject?
Yeah, I'd have straight A's in everything else besides English.
Well, we're not going to comment on your ratings. No, I'm kidding.
My speaking skills. That's what's bad.
You're all right. You're all right. So, speaking of things that are bad, that's a perfect lead-in to today's conversation. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the hardest flowers to grow. And I want to look at this from not just hard to grow as in maybe hard to germinate, but also hard to grow just
keeping it alive
or when it's in the fields, different times that we've struggled with things because it's easy to look at the price of something and be like, wow, that's really expensive. But when you start to figure out how things grow, then you're like, oh, that's why that's expensive. And that's why. Yeah. The supply and demand and logistics and money and all of that. I get that. But there's also other factors.
And then also too, it could be really easy to germinate, could be really easy to grow, but it's really hard to figure out when to cut it.
Yeah. Or it's really difficult to maintain, or it doesn't ship well, or so there's a lot of reasons why things are considered hard to grow. But I want to look at it from the grower's perspective. So I feel like springtime, everybody gets super excited and they go to their local seed store and they pick up seeds and they're like, oh, I love this and I'm going to grow this. Most people can grow tomato. Most people can grow certain things. But if you don't have a greenhouse and you're trying to grow in your window, there are things that definitely stretch and become difficult to grow because they don't have the conditions that they need. So we're going to talk about it from the perspective also of having a greenhouse, not just a sunny southern facing window that is great for growing things. Although if you are that green thumb person, great.
Kudos to you, because I can never figure it out.
I always see this stuff on TikTok too, where it's like, oh, love that rose that somebody gave you? Take a clipping, shove it in a potato. I'm like, what?
I never understand that.
The potato has the hormones and it helps it and it gives it the food and the starch and all of the stuff that it needs to grow.
But also, if that potato has eyes on it, you're also going to be growing potatoes.
Exactly. And on top of the fact, how long is it going to take to actually get a flower? That's not going to be a 1 year like, hey, ta-da, here's a thing. No, that doesn't. No. So Kenley, how would you define, out of all the crops we grow, something that is difficult for us to grow.
Dahlias.
Okay, why?
They are insanely time consuming. They're beautiful flowers, but you have to buy the tuber, and you could grow them from seed, but that way, growing from seed, if you don't know anything about dahlias, they aren't the same as the mother plant. So if you
Take me to the mothership. Whenever she says the mother plant, I'm always like, okay, we got aliens amongst us. But
yeah,
anyway,
pretty
go ahead.
much. But if you take a pink flower and you let it go to seed, those seeds will not produce a pink flower in the same shade of color or the same size of flower, because cross pollination, the bees love to do it. It's their thing. But if you buy the tubers, then you have to wait until the right time of year to plant them, and then they grow and they grow and they have to cut them back and they keep growing, and then by the time frost hits, they die back and you have to cut them all back and you have to dig them up and then you have to store them and then you have to divide them. It's a very
You have to wash them
yes
to be able to see them, to divide them.
yes, which
And
takes a
then,
long time. Your hands freeze the whole
yeah,
time you're doing it.
yeah,
It's not a everybody like glorifies growing dahlias, but nobody shows the true like
the
dirt and work
labor,
it takes.
the absolute incredible
Yeah.
labor. I've actually seen some growers who grow on such a large scale of dahlias that they use sweet potato harvesters to lift them up out of the field.
Oh,
Yeah. Not a regular, so a potato like hey ho, I'm from Idaho, like that
yeah,
kind of potato, like
yeah,
a potato that would become a baked potato.
yeah.
They're a little more sturdy
Mhm.
than a sweet potato.
Mhm.
So a sweet potato requires a different lift because they're softer, and dahlias are softer like that.
Interesting.
So you've got tubers that are softer and are easier to split apart and things like that.
Oh,
So
I always thought of sweet potatoes being harder. That's funny.
mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. In general, they're
Yeah.
softer.
Yeah. No, that makes
So to
sense. Yeah.
speak, so to speak. So, yeah,
But
I think they're hard too because things want to eat them. Like
yes.
there's all kinds of stuff that wants to eat the tuber, and then it wants to eat the flower, and then I mean we didn't even talk about the top of the flower.
No, you have to bag all of them so that way insects and pests love them.
Mm-hmm.
Every type of like insect is on the freaking flower trying to eat it, and it's
Now explain when you say we bag them.
okay.
You mean
So
we don't take grocery store bags and cover them.
no, so we bag them. That means that they're called organza bags. They're like mesh bags, kind of what you'd get like a potpourri bag in. Um, and you see the bud come up. It's there for like a couple days. As soon as it's big enough and large enough and strong enough to support a organza bag to fit on it, you will put a bag on it, and it protects any sort of insect from getting to the bud to then eat a hole through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps them be pretty. But then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there's bugs that sit in the bud and
Then are trapped inside the organza bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lovely process.
Yeah. Yeah. They're fussy.
Very.
They're very, very fussy. And
Yeah.
I feel like dahlias, peonies are another one that everybody's like, oh, I love peonies. But peonies they do get some disease. And I just want to clarify when we're talking about this, we're not talking about somebody in their home garden
No.
who has like 5, 6, 7, 10 plants. I think even when you get to like 20 plants, you're still kind of okay.
Yeah.
We're talking hundreds of them.
We had 400-foot rows of dahlias this year. So we had 400 feet of dahlias, and that's.
We had 5. Don't forget the 100 feet in the hoop house.
Yeah, we did have 5. Okay.
Yeah, and we hand dug, I think, 450 of them.
Yeah.
And the last 50 feet, we looked at each other and went, this is a mix. We're going to do an experiment, see if we can leave them in the ground. And we're going to see in a couple weeks if they're mush or not.
Yep.
But
we've had a rough winter.
It's cold.
Every day we walk in, how are you? Cold.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How are you? I can't feel my fingers.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. It's been an interesting winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like when you have things in mass, you have to watch diseases differently because things are more drawn to them, and where it's a onesie twosie situation, it's not that big of a deal. But when it's larger, that's when you're like, ooh, oh my God, that's running through it. So as far as seeds go, I think when you're talking about perennials, annuals, and you're looking at tubers versus regular seeds, I think dahlias definitely win for that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to starting seeds, what are some of the hardest ones to grow, do you think?
Germination wise, Lysianthus, obviously.
Because we buy that. We
We
buy them as plugs at this
yeah,
point.
yeah. We tried to germinate them once, and it took 12 weeks to germinate. They germinated fine after the 12 weeks, but we don't have the room for something to sit for 12 weeks at the
Mhm.
mass that we need them.
And that required heat because
Yes.
we had to start them in December.
Yeah.
So that required a longer heat period for
Mhm.
us. So doing the comparison of actually does it financially make sense for us to kind of struggle a little
Yeah.
or know that we have 100% success, buy them as plugs,
Mhm.
plant them and know that they're going to go,
Mhm.
not worth the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely not worth the time.
No.
And now, our next sound that you can probably hear is a helicopter. So, we are not in a cushy studio. We are actually recording where we work. This is real time, real conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And we're deeply staring into each other's souls as we're talking.
and I look away because I'm always like, eh.
No, I look at you and I start to think about something else and I lose my train of thought. I'm like, hold on, no.
You're like, no, 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 got to stay on the train. So,
Mm.
no, I think Lysianthus,
Mhm.
we don't even try to germinate them.
No.
Eucalyptus is another one.
Yeah, eucalyptus freaking sucks to try and germinate.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And you have to have the bottom heat and you have to have and you have to
Mhm.
like the list, it
Mhm.
needs so much that it
Mhm.
doesn't. Oh my God, I saw a TikTok the other day where they were like, oh, you want flowers that bloom the entire season and are very hardy, just plant Lysianthus. And they had this person, they had a raised bed and they were just like sprinkling the seed down the center of it. And then the next picture was like this beautiful, full blooming bed of Lysianthus. And I was like, that's lies.
that's bullshit.
There is no
Oh
way that you could just sprinkle them and let Mother Nature take care. No,
no,
absolutely not.
no,
At least not here.
no, not
Maybe
here.
I should go back and find that TikTok and see
Yeah,
if I can figure out
where
where
they
in the
are.
world they
Yeah,
lived because it was like, no.
no. By the time those seeds would germinate when it's cold, if it was in a greenhouse, like a heated greenhouse that you could actually grow
Think of the
something in,
protection they need.
maybe. But no.
They need to be on top of the soil
Yeah,
so that they have high oxygen rates and
yeah,
light.
yeah.
Nah.
No.
I
It.
was like, that shit would blow away.
Yeah,
Negative.
yeah.
Negative. Okay. So we know the two that we definitely rule out. What are some of the flowers that we do germinate in the greenhouse that are still a little tricky? I know which one immediately comes to my mind, but
Bells of Ireland.
interesting.
Mhm.
Oh, that's where you went.
Mhm.
I
Where
would
did you
say
go?
I was going to say snapdragons.
Snapdragons are tricky, but they germinate okay. It's
Yeah,
just
they're
because their seeds are so
so
little.
tiny.
Yeah.
I have some people
Amber.
um,
Love you.
but there's definitely some people who have sprinkled them like on top of you would sprinkles with cookies. She was just, I'm done.
Yeah, no.
And there'd be like 300 in the tray,
Mhm. That
but they grew.
they grew, and that was like our best year of Snapdragons.
Yeah,
But that was also weather and everything
weather
else too.
helped too,
But
and that was in Hoop House One.
yeah,
Something about that Hoop House was magical,
I,
which is great.
yeah,
We're converting it, and now it is going to be where all of the little babies. We've had a hoop house. We're converting it over to a heated space. So because our greenhouse is out of space,
yep. It
it's
is
literally
full.
we have shelves and we've stacked and we have things on the floor
You get
and
about a foot of walking space in the greenhouse, and that's it.
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't knock anything over with a hose. Like
Uh-huh.
it is,
Yeah.
we are, I mean, and that's hard. It's all of that infrastructure, trying to figure out what's next and how do you balance. We need this, but we need that.
Yeah.
But what about this? But we need that to do this.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
it's crazy.
I know. I always come to Liza and I'm like, "Hey, we need this." She's like, "We've already spent thousands this month. Give me a break."
It's like, just give me 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's, and a lot of people think of like, "Oh my gosh, January, you must have such an awesome downtime. Like you guys aren't doing anything." And it's like we are constantly planning and constantly ordering and doing so much stuff.
It's infrastructure. It's time to organize and
Yeah.
get everything ready and prep and do. And I mean, it's go time.
Yeah.
And then March hits, you have to have everything prepped and ready and know what you're doing, because in 2 weeks or a week, it's time to get out in that field and really, really, really work it as much as we can to get ready, because Mother's Day is going to be here before we know it. We're going to blink and
Remind me. We just got through Valentine's Day. That was
it was busy.
That was very busy.
It was very busy.
Yeah.
So what else would you say are some of the hardest flowers to grow? I know eucalyptus isn't technically a flower, but it's a green that we use in the flower world.
Yeah.
So I'd say Lysianthus, snapdragons, bells of Ireland.
And those are tricky because we have tried so many different ways to germinate them. We've found that 2 seeds per cell in a tray, helps them germinate better, but their germination rate is so low. You have to plant extra, which takes up more space to get a lower amount of plants.
And they're super fussy. They like it super duper chilly.
Yeah.
And they like it super duper wet.
Yeah.
And
but also not too cold, because all the ones in the field died.
They cooked. We realistically lost half of our field this year.
Yeah. Granted, freaking don't listen to the Farmer's Almanac. We learned that. It said a wet and mild winter. It has been hardly above 40 degrees since November.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, and we've had single digit nights, and then you add wind chill, and it's just been. It's been
the wind this year.
It's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, and that's why in the morning I'm like, hey, can we go fix the fence, because the fabric blew, and then it becomes a sail and it pops the rings that hold the fence in place, because we have the great big fence to keep the deer out. Like, it just
that was that was fun.
I think we've struggled with some perennials too once in a while, and just for the simple fact that the goldfinches will come in.
Yeah.
And they pick certain seeds out of trays.
Yeah.
And it fascinates me. Like, how do they even know that they're in there?
Yeah. It's like they can read the tags.
I will never call anyone a bird brain again.
No, but it's definitely like the one year we tried to germinate Joe Pye weed, and literally all of it, you could see the birds like just attacked those trays.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you would walk in, it would be and they'd be flying out, and it was like, so we ended up having to put like the agribon over it, which made it difficult to
that year was
but it's interesting, like, how do they I don't
know either. How do they
didn't touch anything else.
No
I don't know, it was very strange.
Yeah.
What else?
But
what else
perennial side of germinating, feverfew. It has a low germination rate, and it's another one that needs to be on top of the soil for oxygen and light and all of that kind of stuff.
Eryngium too.
Yes.
I like eryngium. Everybody wants blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
And eryngium and echinopsis.
Yes.
Both of those.
Yes. There's very true blue colored flowers.
Yes.
And those are some of, depending on the hue, sometimes they can lean a little purple, but they really do look blue.
Yeah.
We've got forget-me-nots and other things that are blue,
but most of the other colors, like summertime, there's no true blue flowers. Like fall is just all freaking orange and red, yellow,
burgundy, bergamot.
Well, bergamot flowers are actually purple. I know some of them are red and pink, but
that's true. That's very true. Yeah. No, it's trying to think what else have we grown that we've
growing side, not even germinating side.
Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me,
but I am gluten-free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungry Root. Now, Hungry Root is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, paleo, different preferences and things like that. So what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungry Root team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day-to-day life, and I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre-applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website, and I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungry Root.
We've struggled with
Stock.
Yes.
Stock is another one that has there's a lot of tricks to it. When it first germinates, you have to pull out certain seeds that have certain shapes, like certain cotyledons and all of that kind of stuff. But then we struggle with it even after that, like just to get it to grow. And then status, depending on the type of season that we have. If it's super dry, it's great and it's brilliant, like brilliant colors, and it's beautiful. But there's other disease pressure that gets. That'll get some rust, and you got to watch that. So certain things may germinate well, but they may not do fantastic in the field.
Yeah, agrostema. That's what I was thinking of. It germinates in about like 80% germination rate, pretty typical for it. But once we plant it in the field, no matter if it's in the fall to overwinter or in the spring, it just like rots off at the base and dies.
Because our soil is so heavy.
Yeah, we do have very thick
soil.
soil.
To be really, really careful that soil is some of the more, not overworked, but like really, really loamy. Like that needs to be planted in the first sections that we've had, not the newer sections. And that newer section is so much clay. We added literally tons of mushroom soil, of sand, we added straw. Like we really have worked that soil, and every year we're always amending. And flower tone.
Yeah, we added bags and bags and bags of flower tone.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because it's just put all the good stuff back in there. Yeah, and it's still very. And then this year it's so frozen that
nothing matters because it's all freaking frozen. Yeah. No, and larkspur too is another one that's.
I feel like we struggle with that though because the rabbits like to eat it.
Yeah,
it's not one that is difficult to grow. No. I feel like we struggle with that because it gets eaten.
Yes, yeah, no, it definitely does get eaten, but it could be difficult for home gardeners to grow because we've talked to Nicole about it, where she's the person that tries to germinate stuff in her window. It's definitely one that. It needs to be outside during the winter, cold, no cover, and don't try and plant it in April because it won't bloom.
No, it doesn't do anything.
It's too hot.
Yep, too hot, too quick, and then it's like, I'm out.
Yeah. What are some others that are?
We learned that growing Gerber daisies doesn't work in the field. They prefer to be pot bound, and they like a really tightly bound root system. So they do great in pots, but if you try to put them in the ground, they just, what are they, 2 inches tall?
I had a couple that were like maybe a foot tall, but the flower was like the size of a spray mum. It was little.
Yeah, it was teeny, teeny, tiny. So we were like, nope. And asters. We learned that if we plant asters at the wrong time of year, like they really need to be timed. Yeah. Because if you plant them at the wrong time of year, they look like flowers you would pick for Barbie.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're like, what? What happened with that?
Yeah, because it's hard to get that timing like exact because they need to sit for so long. To grow, and then bloom in the fall, but
Yep.
it's hard to time that because we get such hot summers. It pushes everything.
Yeah. So it either pushes it too far, or or you get a couple cool nights and they go, oh, okay, we're ready, let's go. And it's like, no.
Yeah, because then the next day it'll be 110 degrees and burn it.
Yep. And that's why we do so many rotations of them, trying to make sure that we've got as many of them as we can, because they're an amazing crop for us in the fall. I feel like there's like the solidago, the helenium, like those things start to come, and then it's free reign for like the asters.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, okay, fall is here. And then the mums and all of that kind of stuff.
But mums are so basic. They're pretty, but they're basic. I'll say it. I'll be the evil person.
Well, if you're looking at a regular mum, there are so many other mums that are cool for cutting.
Yes. You know, the fancy mums are cool, but the regular, like,
no.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I think if you look at the qualities of a plant that makes it difficult to grow, it's difficult to germinate, difficult to regulate, and maybe is more disease prone. So I think Bells of Ireland wins.
Yeah.
For all of those categories.
Yeah.
I really think, I mean, they're stunning and amazing and beautiful, and they are some of my favorite scent. And I always feel super accomplished when we actually get them to grow.
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense to me either, because they're so picky. The best year we had them was Hoop House 1 too.
Yep.
And then it got hot, and then they got water spots, and then it was a whole...
But I think they do well in Hoop House 1. That Hoop House has shading in the afternoon.
A lot of shade,
Yeah. So I really think that they're just happier in there because they can be. Yeah.
No, they always piss me off every year. I'm always like, oh, they're growing, and then it gets hot and they're like a foot tall and nothing.
And the one year I had, oh my God, I had almost 50 feet of them, and they were beautiful, and it was so hot. And I had turned on the overhead waterer, and the spray, the overspray, because I had gone a different direction. I was spraying another section of the field. I could overhead water a small section of young stuff that hadn't started to come into flower. It was just super easy early in the morning, and it baked the entire batch. Some of those times where I just like, do I cry or laugh, or what do I do? What do I do?
Difficult. Yeah,
they're tricky.
And not to mention too that they have spikes on them. They're pokey.
Yeah. They're not friendly.
No.
That's not something you want to bury your face in.
No.
No.
It's not fun. But the bees love them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. So if I had to sum it up, Lysianthus, snapdragons, Bells of Ireland, eucalyptus, and a smattering of other things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you say that dahlias are difficult, but I think they're difficult because they're so labor intensive.
Yes. Yeah. Because they grow well. They're if you want to do the work, then do it.
Yeah.
But don't go into it thinking that it's going to be the easiest thing in the world, because it's not.
No. And it's always interesting seeing the different styles. You've got the teeny tiny little round balls. You've got the round balls. Sorry, pom-poms. You've got those guys, and then you have like a nicer size, which is about the palm of my hand. And people love the dinner plate. They love that big, flashy, showy. But for our work, it's too big.
It's way too large.
Way too big. Yeah. And it pulls and they fall over. And then it rains and they fall over even more. It just, it's not, that's not realistic for cut flowers.
No.
It doesn't.
They're gorgeous if you want to grow them yourself and put them on your kitchen table. That's like, that's perfect. But trying to put that in a bouquet or in like a centerpiece, it doesn't work.
Not worth it.
Yeah. No. So we grow the step down from dinner plate, and they're like 8 to 10 inches wide,
the
probably.
LA, like the cafe au lait, all of those styles. I mean, they really, because they work. They hold up. They've got sturdy stems. They do all the things that you want them to do. Yeah. In all of the ways. And
they're just pretty.
They are pretty.
They're really, really
very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. So, well, based on that conversation, sounds like the Bells of Ireland win.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Not what I thought walking into this today.
No.
Not what I would have thought at all. Blech, if I could talk. Oh my God.
And I said I had the one with speaking problems earlier.
Oh my gosh. Now what is happening with my mouth?
Oy.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of hard flowers to grow. I would love to hear things that you guys have struggled with. And listen, don't tell me you're struggling with houseplants.
We all struggle with houseplants.
Do not tell me about your Venus flytrap death.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, or your orchid, or your cyclamen. Oh my God.
My orchid is about to bloom though. I'm very excited. Not
Oh.
about to bloom, but it's like it's got the stem, it's starting to put out buds.
Oh.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can do orchids. do orchids. There's a lot of stuff I can do, and there's other stuff I just look at and it withers and dies on the spot. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
Never mind. I'll go back to outside. I'm happy with my outside flowers. Yes. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. So, but thanks guys for sharing a little bit of time with us today. I hope your gardening is a complete success. And we will chat with you very soon.
Yeah, and if you have any tips and tricks for us that you're like, oh, Bill's Wyland, they're so easy.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Yeah, please send them our way. Please send them our way. So, and if you haven't looked at it, and if you haven't had a chance yet, we will actually, by the time this airs, we will have sent out. I'm so excited. I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited because it's taken us months to put together.
Yeah.
And we've all collaborated on it. So we have our new freebie, which is the top flowers to grow, and where we break down all of the different flowers in the season. Couple categories in each. So we've got a couple categories for the easy grower, the medium gardener, the advanced, and the don't even try it. It's just easier to buy them instead of trying to.
Which ties back into this episode. So
yeah, actually, that works. That works. Perfect. Well, if you haven't downloaded it yet, make sure you check it out. Thanks, you guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon. So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron, we're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now. Bye.
Gracias.